players.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to this Sunday's edition of Scoreline. My name is Robinson Okenya, and it's all about the thrills of the WRC Safari Rally. Remember, today is the final day. But before we move on, remember, Scoreline is brought to you by 1xBet. Now, 1xBet offers you the best pre-match and live mode odds, as well as giving you 200% registration bonus. So get to the app and of course experience what 1xBet has to offer. Now, let's talk about the WRC Safari Rally. We are at Hell's Gate, and of course behind me, fans that have just turned out to see, get a glimpse of their favorite drivers, some on top of cars here at Hell's Gate, just trying to see whether they can see what their favorite driver is seeing. And of course, it's very dusty where we are at the moment. A lot of dust because of the thrills of the rally and what the drivers have to do. So because today is the final day, and remember, later on at around 3 p.m. the rally will come to an end here at Hell's Gate. So we'll be waiting to see who comes out as the winner of the Safari for the year 2025. And aside from that, of course, Elfyn Evans, the driver from Wales, is on top of the leaderboard at the moment, followed by Ot Tanak, the Estonian, and Thierry Nouveau, who is from Belgium. So very, very interesting to see who comes out as the winner of this year's edition. Now, today we have a number of stages. The first stage of the day was Oserengoni, where the drivers covered 18.3 kilometers, and then followed by Hell's Gate, where we are, the first loop that is 10.53 kilometers, and after that the drivers went to the service park, and after that it's Mzabibu 2, which is 8 kilometers, and then Oserengoni 2, which is 18.3 kilometers, and final stage which will be happening in a bit will be Hell's Gate 2, and of course we'll be waiting to see who comes out as the winners. And of course the thrill just continues. Some of the drivers taking part in this, that is of course Oliver Solberg in WRC 2. Yes, thrilling the fans here at Hell's Gate. Oliver Solberg, remember yesterday he had some very quick time despite muddy conditions, and he enjoys giving the fans what they have come out to see. So Oliver Solberg in WRC 2 entertaining the fans here at Hell's Gate. And right about now, I want us to quickly take a look at what happened yesterday. If you missed action from yesterday, we take a look at the highlights from what happened yesterday.
Day 3 of Safari Rally Kenya traded the rocky obstacles of Camp Moran for the ooze of the Sleeping Warrior, Soisambu and El Mentaita stages. With sections of standing water and muddy trenches awaiting the crews on the opening test, traction and visibility were scarce luxuries.
This is one of those, if you're going too quick over it, you end up just going left to right to left to right.
It was rally leader Elfyn Evans who maintained his unshakable form during the morning loop. Starting with a 7-second advantage over his teammate Gala Rovanpera, the Welsh wizard added upwards of a minute to his lead over the first 3 stages, benefiting further from Rovanpera's late puncture on stage 13. Their Toyota teammate Takamoto Katsuta had been struggling with food poisoning and a lack of sleep over the course of the rally, but remained fully committed.
Look at the difference in commitment there. That's what I mean, where you've just got to be careful. Those berms I was talking about, you smash into the side of those and you do run the risk of just pushing the tyre over the bead.
The Japanese driver kept pedal to the metal throughout the early stages, closing the gap to third place Ot Tanak by nearly 40 seconds. Blue skies and shining sun gave way to biblical rain for the second pass of Sleeping Warrior. Spots of rain began hitting windscreens just as the first crews took to the start, turning Stage 14's treacherous mud into a waterlogged quagmire.
Some of our crews who've been here for the past 4 years, they understand what the rain does to the stage. They will know how to react, but it can still catch them out.
Few drivers would make it through without incident, and even the rock-steady Evans couldn't navigate the stage drama-free.
So here we go, he's just splashing through here. He needs a swamp buggy, not a Rally 1 car. Look how deep it is, and at some point he's just going to become a complete passenger. I suspect the front left is in. There you go.
Katsuta would go quickest by 15 seconds, despite his own prickly excursion.
Oof. Oh, we've picked up a bit of greenery as well with Taka here. So we'll see that, I'm sure, reflected in the split. But regardless, we've picked up quite a bit of cactus, actually, right on the front. That was quite a moment for Taka, but he's there safely at 18:23.2 is the time.
Hyundai's Thierry Neuville would have started the day with a 30-second lead, had it not been for time penalties, and the curse of Kenya continued overnight as Neuville was hit by dehydration and sickness. The Belgian lost 3 minutes to leader Evans over the course of Saturday, and it could have been even worse had his co-driver Martin Vidaga not been prepared for a misting windscreen on stage 14.
Oh, look at Martin.
Yeah.
He is cleaning the windscreen here.
Got the old selfie stick out.
But with Rovanpera's rear left suspension held together by ratchet straps on stage 15 and a mid-stage tyre change for Katsuta on stage 16, Neuville managed to salvage third place from his spluttering I-20 on the final test of the afternoon loop. Amongst the chaos of day 3, Oyt Tanak managed to evade any major incidents to solidify his second place on the overall standings. The Estonian had led the rally until drive shaft problems dropped him to third at the end of day 2. But an assured drive through the sand and sludge means Tanak is Evans' closest challenger. A lead of nearly 2 minutes at any other rally may seem unassailable, but don't rule out a climactic Super Sunday in Kenya.
Well, some of the thrills from yesterday. Remember, on Saturday night, Elfyn Evans, the driver from Wales, was on the leaderboard, and currently he's on top of the leaderboard, followed by Oyt Tanak and Thierry Neuville. Of course, eyes will be on the two Hyundai drivers to see whether they can break the Kenyan curse and finally they get to win. But, of course, at the moment, all eyes are on Toyota, that is Elfyn Evans. Now, after the drivers leave here, they go to the service park, also known as the Parc Fermé. So, what happens at the Parc Fermé? I got a chance of speaking to the service park manager, who's Joe Mushiri, and he explains to us what happens at Parc Fermé.
Operations at this team, you can see when they're working at night because the help came through and people can enjoy to work 24 hours without calling us that the generators have gone dry because of diesel. The operations have been going on. We've never had any power cut out, so the efficiency has given us more points than even the last year. When it comes to power, giving out power, the Kenya Power is the main team, and also they had other consultancy. Without the transformers, which you can see ahead of us, without the Kenya Power, those guys, they couldn't make it to channel and to make sure all the corners have power.
Well, now, that is Carl Tundo, Kenya's leading rally driver at the moment. Carl Tundo, who's placed 15th rather on the leaderboard, is Kenya's leading driver that we have on the leaderboard, just showing people what he can do. Hopefully, he will make the top 10 by the end of the day, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, Safaricom gave 46 million to this year's edition of the Safari Rally, and we got to speak to them on why they gave such an amount, and of course how they are helping the WRC Safari Rally with data connectivity.
beyond just boosting the connectivity for GSM services, we're also deploying fiber across key installations within the WRC rally route. And this is how is this helping us? One is through our network, we're able to stream to across 150 million viewers. That's what the tally is on Rally TV across 80 countries. And this is being done by the Safaricom fiber deployment, which is supporting this. It's also part of the deployment that we're doing at the, various WRC viewing points, just to give the attendees the best streaming experience across the rally route. Lastly, we have Safaricom Business, who have partnered together with RBI. RBI is responsible for all the safety across the rally route. So they've been fitted with GPS telematic system onboarded on our SIM cards, and this is really helping them to just get the real-time live data of their locations, which best routes to use, and that's all been powered by Safaricom Business.
Now, let's shift gears from the rally. We get into some football action. And the national football team, Harambee Stars, will be in action this afternoon, taking on Gabon in the World Cup qualifiers at the Nyayo National Stadium. Head coach Benny McCarthy says he believes in his boys and they have what it takes to get a win against Gabon. Let's listen in.
Tomorrow is going to be very tough. Gambia was exceptionally tough, but the team performed really well, stuck to the plan. I know it wasn't a lot of time for us to prepare, to be together, to gel and to have understanding, but I thought we did very well, good. Very unfortunate not to win the game, but we are happy we didn't lose and we can take a lot of positives from that performance. So yeah, we playing the team that's in top of the group. No, it was just a tactical change, because when you play at home, you have to be brave. When you play away from home, yes, you want to be brave and you want to give the team the best opportunity to win the match. The players who started, they were the players who me and the technical team, we felt that was the team that will give us the strongest possibility of being in the contest, and maybe give us the edge when we bring in the fresher legs, the players with the skill and the speed that can go and win us the game. But no, I'm just very pleased that they're going to be able to have their players represent them tomorrow, and they're going to have opportunity to see the team in action, and hopefully we don't disappoint. We pick up where we left off from the Gambia game. Because I think we finished really strong, and it looked like we could have gone on and win the game, but it wasn't to be. So hopefully we can continue with that same momentum, and yeah, we can give them just an exciting team, a team to be proud of, a team that will fight for every second of the 90 minutes, that will fight for them, because yeah, this is hard-working country.
And I think the preparation is going on well. Everyone is ready to go for tomorrow, and I think the fact that we are playing at home, it gives us an oomph going into the game. So yeah, I think everyone is ready. Yeah, we are equally happy to be back home, because we've been playing away from home. Yeah, we look forward to the fans, to the support of the home crowd, and yeah, tomorrow, just like any other day, we are all going to give it our best. I think it's going to be a good tactical game. Yes, they've got good players. We've equally got good players in the team. So I think tomorrow is going to be a very interesting game and a very tactical game.
Now, still sticking with the qualifiers, former Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is in the country. Of course, he plays for Gabon, and is very excited to face the Harambee Stars at Nyayo at 4 p.m. Let's listen.
Very happy to be here. It's my first time over here, and let's say that the country is very nice, and we've been welcomed very well, so very happy to be here. I think we are an ambitious team, so we will try to win this game, obviously. We come here with a lot of ambitions, and yeah, that's it. I think that will be something crazy and amazing, not only for me but for all the country. but obviously it never happened before. So it's a big goal. It's a big target for us.
Of course, the match will be played at 4 p.m. and we'll be waiting to see whether Harambee Stars get a win against Gabon at the Nyayo National Stadium. Now, I want us to shift gears. We get into some golf action, and Uganda secured victory in Victoria Cup, making it their second title in the Cup since the inception of the tournament in 2016.
I feel so happy that finally we've made the dream come true, winning the first edition, the 6th edition in Kenya, winning away from home. It's something that I'm proud of my guys, I'm proud of the players, I'm proud of the Uganda Golf Union, I'm proud of my team manager, I'm proud of the coach and the players too. It hasn't been something easy, but with the efforts of the boys, it's something that I take back credit to them because they've been resilient and they've been made it possible. So cheers to everyone way back in Uganda. Can't wait to go and celebrate with all the homies. And also thanks to KGU for hosting such a tremendous tournament, the Victoria Cup, and also to Mount Pipiri Golf Resort. It's something that I can't wait to be back here again, maybe some other time for my holiday. So it's kudos to them and a hole-in-one to them. Cheers.
Yes.
We've come to a conclusion of 2025 Victoria Cup. I just want to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone who supported us, showing love, sending your prayers. We truly, truly appreciate. It didn't go what we expected, but all in all, we say thank you. And I want to take this opportunity to share my credit to our opponents for an outstanding performance. It wasn't that whitewash. We truly, truly give it our best. And I want to take again this opportunity to congratulate my 3 juniors. They've done a wonderful, wonderful job. I mean, until the last minute. To Kevin and Yen, you guys, you've shown character, savvy, Krish. I mean, you guys, the resilience that you guys have shown me today, I've lost it, but I'm the happy captain.
Let's get to skating now, and the Private and International Prep School Sports Association, that is Pipsa, Age Group Skating Championships took place yesterday at Kasarani Sports Complex, bringing together more than 1,000 participants from private schools, with the participants taking part in categories such as 100 meters to 1,500 meters. And of course, we had schools such as Juja, St. Peter's, Brookhurst International School, and several skating clubs participating.
My journey in skating started when I saw my old friend from my school called Olerai. He used to tell me, come for skating, it might be a good one. I've gotten quite an experience. In my old school, we used to get once a lesson per week, so it was not that much, but it was okay. What I need to train for is I need to train on my energy and my maintenance, and also how I cooperate in the skating.
We are here in Kasarani for skating competition.
Today we are here at Kasarani taking part in skating championship. We had 13 students and they have well performed. We have gathered 2 golds, 3 silvers and 6 bronze so far.
Let's get to some boxing now. And yesterday, a legend rested. Who am I talking about? George Foreman. And right about now, I want us to take a look at the story of George Foreman on how he became a boxing great.
A boxing legend.
Beg your pardon?
You would continue boxing even if you would lose over there.
I beg your pardon?
You don't think about losing?
No.
I've seen pictures of him in his prime. He's picking up a full-grown cow.
I am the danger. I'm the one to be afraid of, definitely. I'm the one who can hit you and knock you unconscious.
You hit Joe Frazier and he was actually off the floor. I mean, both feet. Can you imagine lifting somebody up in the air with one punch?
Foreman hitting the heavy bag is one of the more prodigious sights I've had in my life. Of all the people I've seen hitting heavy bags, including Sonny Liston, no one ever hit it the way Foreman did.
Foreman would hit this bag. Simon had just literally been picked off his feet.
He thought that the best way to deal with the world was just to become a monster. Beneath it was always that softness that he was trying to hide.
It was years before I could really look in the mirror and say, I'm who I want to be.
veteran boxer George Foreman will put on the gloves and climb back into the ring after almost a decade in retirement.
Fact is, the clock will not go back.
That is not a fact, what you're saying. The fact is, I can become heavyweight champion of the world if I want to at any age.
A man may as well be dead without a dream. You cannot live at the urging of other people.
Foreman, in a no-nonsense mode, pours it on. A right uppercut, and Roman goes down.
Born January 10th, 1949, George Foreman was raised in Houston's most violent district, the 5th Ward, better known as the Bloody Fifth. Being from that environment, the young George had to suppress his natural teddy bear self and display a more grisly exterior. A naturally large child, he thrived on the respect that his imposing physique would command, and he used his size to become a mugger of high prominence. George was a byproduct of a place where despair permeated through the air, and his life was heading nowhere, and fast.
His reputation was not just in the 5th Ward. He had a reputation all over the city. He was known as a mugger. He was known as a mean guy.
One night, as I was doing my normal stealing, the police started chasing us. When the crooks are being pursued, the police go get the dogs, and the dogs sniffed them out. And as they got closer, and I saw a house, it was the smallest hole I'd ever seen, but I crawled underneath that house. This slop under the house, I covered myself from head to toe with just mud and dirt. So I crawled from underneath that house hours later. The police didn't get me, and I said, I'm not stealing anymore. I got to do something with my life.
The 17-year-old thug was issued a dare by those he victimized to take up boxing, to determine if he was as tough as he claimed. His attempt at boxing would not expose him as a pretender, but would uncover God-given punching power that very few men have ever possessed.
Wilson sags and goes down from a thundering right hand.
After only 2 years of boxing, George was selected for the 1968 Olympic Games, where he bulldozed his way through every challenger.
What a fight he is waging! Oh, the Russian is being beaten all over the ring. He appears to this reporter to have had enough. Referee stops contest. George Foreman is the winner of the gold medal in the heavyweight competition.
The young miscreant had risen from the dirt of the 5th Ward to the highest point of the Olympic podium, draped in gold. George had realized his first ever dream, and it would instill in him an indelible belief in himself that he could exceed in all things that others expected of him. Unlike so many who, when they finally arrive in the spotlight, try to project a positive image of themselves, George went a different route and adopted a new, sinister persona.
When I first met him, he was young and he was nice. Within a year or so, he became one of the most surly people. I later learned that he was mimicking his great idol, Sonny Liston.
I met Sonny Liston. He became my role model. He had to be the most angry fella I'd met. He'd look right through you. And he wasn't putting on being mean. He was just not the nicest fella you'd meet. And I said, if that's the way you have to be heavyweight champion of the world, I'm going to be that. He was mean. I even took it a little further.
Equipped with a menacing scowl and a hostile mindset, the wrecking ball that was George Foreman was unleashed on the heavyweight division. Fighters who had never exhibited caution before now fought fearfully as a man with cement fists and an uncontrollable desire to inflict pain sought after them. Tossing 200-pound men around with ease, Foreman bludgeoned his foes into submission with a blunt, sledgehammer-like jab. A manifestation of violence who needed not win by attrition, Foreman turned his opponent's bones to powder minutes into the fight.
He had that determined look where he wanted to get on with it and get it over with and end the fights as quickly as possible. Don't waste any time, just do it.
End the fight.
There can be no question that George Foreman is possessed of extraordinary punching power. So young, so strong, so fearless, he does away with his opponents one after another.
Yeah, I fight any of them monkeys, any of them. Whatever you question, well, I fight any of them.
Foreman is the strongest man I have ever been in a ring with, and in my opinion, he has got to be the most awesome physical specimen that has ever been in the heavyweight division.
Oh, there it it is. The right uppercut. Winner, George Foreman.
George was, in every sense of the word, a crowd pleaser. Yet the audience's cheers always eluded him. The crowd would instead greet him with consistent boos. Boos that would haunt and trouble the mind of a young Foreman.
And signing now, we have Joe Frazier, the champion, and on the other side, the #1 contender, Mr. George Foreman.
And I want all the people in the country and in all parts of the world to come out and see this fight. And I don't think you'll be interested in come out and see two friends shake hands. Joe Frazier and me will declare war on that day.
Here's the challenger for the heavyweight title, Big George Foreman. He's 6 feet 4 and has a reach of 78.5 inches.
The 23-year-old had amassed a magnificent undefeated record with 37 victories, 34 by knockout. Twisting and turning his foe, George knew exactly how to keep the champion off balance. As swift leather crashed upon Frazier's face, it didn't take long for commentator Howard Cosell to utter those famous words.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! And Foreman is as poised as can be! Foreman is going about his job! Down again! Foreman is all over Joe Frazier! Frazier is down again! Frazier's knees buckled! He is down!
After the fourth knockdown, I told him, he better stop it because I'd kill him.
He has Frazier in the corner! There he goes! The fight is stopped! George Foreman is the heavyweight champion of the world!
For some fighters, the fame and respect that comes with holding a world title only helps to stabilize their emotions. For George, who was struggling to find a sense of moral direction, the championship further corrupted his mental state. George was still resisting his softer side, but deep down, he would love to have been easygoing and in control of his temper. But Foreman was addicted to being a figure that intimidated his peers.
Well, of course, that is the story of George Foreman, who died at 73. Now, remember, our focus is still on the Safari Rally, and we'll be waiting to see who comes out as the winner at around 3:30 p.m. And one of the drivers, of course, right here, finishing a Hell's Gate stage, and we'll be waiting later on to see, the rankings at the end of the day. But that's how we wrap up Scoreline this afternoon. My name is Robinson Okenye. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.